Okay, we are about to start. There is something with my camera. Oh, yes, it is back on. Oh, lovely. Great. So we can start. Just one teeny tiny second. Lovely. So my name is Lily Kirilenka, and I'm going to talk to you about APM. And this exam has the worst pass rates among all of the exams. But when you look at the book, it's actually not that hard, right? So the problem with this very exam is that unfortunately, there are many people that misinterpret the question or misinterpret how the reviewer, how the marker is going to see your answer. And as such, the course that you are going to have is going to be based like that. You are going to have theory. The theory has been recorded by me. So this means that I tell you what is then that the marker is going to pay attention to. What is the essence of this topic? What is then that we need to pay attention? Because if you read this book here yourself, unfortunately, it will be read like a fairy tale. Because frankly speaking, it's not so hard to just learn about pastel. Okay, so we have political, economic, social, technological, environmental, legal factors. No problem. But it is an application of this knowledge that matters. There are many people that think that APM is easy because basically it's about the same models that you study at SBL. Not exactly. Well, first of all, there are some other models that are not taught by SBL at all, but also the focus of these models is very different. And you need to understand that when you attempt your question, you need to attempt your question in line with the exam. What does it mean? Imagine that you are a medical student. If you are given a symptom like a headache, you need to address this symptom from your major. So let's say if you are a cardiologist, you need to talk about blood pressure. You need to talk about heart problems. If you are a dentist, you need to address it from the perspective of the cavity or from the perspective of how jaws are located in your mouth. And if you are a dentist and you start to talk about the blood pressure, you will not pass the exam because that is not what is tested. The same idea is in here. So with APM, we need to understand what is the exam that is tested, and we need to answer the question in line with the exam requirement. What does it mean? It means that when I record videos, I'll tell you how it is going to be tested. Even more, then you are going to have assessments. There are going to be 2 assessments and mocks. These are going to be marked by me. And not just marked, so I will not just put 1, 2, 1, 2, and so on. I will explain to you why is that your answer doesn't score any marks. So I will tell you, okay, you have repetitions here. That's what steals your marks. Or, for example, this is unrelated, or something else was asked. Or, let's say the company is listed, so this is not applicable to the company. And that is going to be a valuable feedback to change your answer. Because like with any other activity, you need a person that can look at you from the side and tell you what is that you're doing wrong. Like supposedly I would go to yoga class. I would need a coach that would tell me that my arms are not in parallel, so I have to move them up or down or straighten them or do something like that. If you would go to a gym, you would need a trainer there who would look at you and would say, okay, you are doing that not the right way, do it like this. The same idea applies to studies. So I am going to be your coach that is going to tell you what is that you are doing right now. So you need to continue doing it like that, not changing anything. And what is that you need to change? And trust me, frankly speaking, it's quite a lot. So yes, I do pay attention to that in my videos, but still, when people attempt their first assessment, they get 6 marks out of a 50-mark question. Can you imagine 6 marks out of a 50-mark question? So of course, there is no chance that they can pass the exam this way. Why is that? Well, That is because this exam is hard, because in this exam, questions are quite often misinterpreted. Like, for example, if you ask people what is done that they got in their exam, most likely they're going to talk about topics. Like they will tell you, okay, so there was something about balanced scorecard, or it was Lynching cross performance pyramid, or something like that. But it's actually not relevant. What is relevant is the exact question that is asked. Because if the examiner asks you, discuss the implications on performance management, the answer is going to be totally different from the question, discuss the implications on performance management system. And I will tell you how to read the requirement correctly. And even more, how to find the answer within the requirement. Now, you're adults. So obviously you have some work commitments, you have some family commitments, you have some other stuff that you need to attend. And you don't have forever to study, and that is okay, right? So our studies need to be the most efficient and effective. And I will teach you how to read the scenario and how to see the answer in the scenario, how to formulate the answer in a way that is going to bring you marks. Now, why do we say that unfortunately many people misinterpret the questions and many people answer the question the wrong way? Let me give you an example. Okay, I am going to share a file in a second. Here we go. And I will show you what I mean. Okay, here we go. So look, imagine that we have a hypothetical exam, and in there we have a sentence. Smoking should be banned as smoking kills. How many marks would theoretically be given for this question, for this sentence? And I know that many people say, oh, 0 because it's too short or something like that. It's not really important. Okay, sorry, smoking in public places. Yes, in public places. Should be banned. If it is home, they can smoke. Smoking in public places should be banned as smoking kills. It's not going to bring you any marks because in here, you have an adjective, public. So this means that whatever goes after as, after justification, should address this adjective. So you need to say as secondhand smoking kills. So this word is going to be something that matters, whether you are going to get a mark or not. So by reviewing your answer, by showing you how we attempt the questions in our meetings that are going to happen every 2 weeks, 1 month before the exam, a month and a half before the exam, I will teach you how to spot this in, how to formulate the answer in a way that brings marks. Now, I read students' feedback and I read, let's say, Reddit, and I have seen multiple times questions like it. Okay, I wasn't able to attempt the last question. Will I still, is there still a chance that I pass? And the answer is like that. Look, you are going to pass if your writing is effective. If you know that for whatever you write, you are going to get a mark, then yes, it will be possible. So let's talk about APM. So usually people start with the easiest B, then they go to I, and then they go to B. They start with the easiest B, and let's say if it is not-for-profit organizations, I teach you how to answer in a way so that you would score all of the marks, because marking allocation can be bad if you have no experience with that. And most likely people are going to score something like 20 marks here. That's a lot, right? So this means that they have 30 marks left. So with question 1, they can easily score 8 professional marks. And then they have 40 marks that are technical, because we have 10 professional and 40 technical in the first question. And out of that, we do know that there are going to be typical marks on the report, and I will teach you how to get all of them. So what? That's 23. And there are still 7 marks that you need to get. So even if you haven't attempted the last question, chances are that you can actually get these 7 marks from other sub-questions of question A. So you can pass the exam even if you haven't attempted all of the question, which is a bliss for those people that find it hard to type very fast, those people that get exhausted, those people that have problems with the concentration and so on. I will teach you how to make each and every sentence matter. As such, when I'm going to review your work, I will tell you, this sentence is empty. It doesn't give you any benefit. Don't write sentences like that. Write them like that. So yes, these are going to be the keys to our success. So first of all, there is going to be the theory, which is focused on how topics are tested. Then there are going to be live webinars where we practice various topics. So look, the problem is that you might have the same theory in APM and in SBL, and you need to know the difference. And they show you, okay, this is how the topic is tested, this is how this topic is tested, this is how that topic is tested. This is where people usually get it wrong. You need to understand it this way. Okay, and then we are talking about live webinars. Then we are going to talk about the assessments. So 2 assessments, progress tests, plus mock exam. And there I will mark them for you, so with comments, so that you could benefit. And that is the key of the value in this course. And after that, even if you have spent just a little bit of time on reading, on listening to videos, you still have a very strong chance to pass. I will tell you that on a normal day, if I have people that would come to me and I would do with them individual work, they pass after something like 13 sessions and that's it. So it's not this exam is voluminous. Yes, we do have different types of topics, but it is so easy to teach the patterns in this exam, and that is what I'm going to do. Now, when are we going to start? So we are going to start almost at the week when we are going to get results. Let me just check the calendar to make sure that this is, yes, the right one. So with the APM, we are going to start on April 15th. And we are going to meet every 2 weeks on Tuesday. And our live webinars are going to be not about the theory, but they're going to be about implication, which is great because if you find yourself hard to go and watch the videos and watch the practice questions, you still can benefit. So even if you are a lazy person, which is okay, we are all lazy sometimes, still you will have this reminder. You will still have this point in your time, in your calendar, where you are motivated to open the book. Also, I do know that many of you are concerned about the professional marks. Well, the professional marks in here are actually quite easy to teach how to get. And that is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to explain to you how we do that. So that you would know that, okay, if I see a mark on skepticism, I need to give a however, even if the question is positively worded. Okay, if I have marks on communication, this means that I structure the report like that and I know what I'm doing, and I do that because I have seen that applied many, many times. So out of these 20 professional marks that are in the exam, I am absolutely sure to get 15, which is a big part, a big share of what you need to be successful in this exam. And that is basically it. Now, when we're talking about the syllabus and the structure of the syllabus, you will see that, yes, it is very varied. We have, let's say, lean manufacturing, we have measures and so on, but it's very practical. I will tell you from my experience when I started to work as a CFO for a company that was heavily engaged in production and sales and international and stuff. And we had different departments and we had subsidiary and a parent company and we had to manage that. Trust me, each and every point of this topic was important. And even more, there are going to be some models that are quite easy to get monetized. So you can study them very well, and that will be something that you can sell at your interview. And that is why I like this exam so much. It doesn't really matter what you do, whether you are going to proceed further as, let's say, an accountant, an auditor, or financial modeler. Doesn't really matter. Ultimately, you are going to engage more in the management. And this exam is about the management. So that is going to be the skill that will definitely be used by you. Another benefit of this exam is that it's not much to remember. So this means that if you have just passed a hard exam, took a hard exam like ASBR or AFM, this is the right time to go with APM. Because even if you fail and you have to take a retake, it is doable to get a retake on a previous exam and pass APM, since APM doesn't require much to be stored in your short-term memory. So that's why I like it so much. That is another reason why I like it so much. And I think that is it. And if you have questions, you are welcome to ask.
Is there an intended date where the progress tests will be held?
Yes, we spread them equally through the course. So they're going to be like 2 weeks after, and then 2 weeks after, and then 1 week before the real exam.
Okay, thank you.
But you will be given them in advance, so you will have a few days to attempt that, because we do know that you may have other tasks, right? You may have some work commitments, maybe you will have some family trip or so on. So we are more or less flexible on that. Okay, then I would really encourage you to take APM as your next topic, and I would really encourage you to take classes from a provider that gives you feedback on your own answer, so that you wouldn't concentrate on learning model answers, but rather practice so that you can get marks with whatever you have to say, with however you formulate your thoughts. Okay, thank you for joining me. Then, if you don't have any questions, then I will not keep you any longer. And I will see you in a month and 2 days. Have a lovely day. Bye.
Thank you. Have a lovely day too. Bye.